Hello guys, welcome to today's point. We are in a video lecture where we are studying about developing applications for Android. So till now we have covered the project structure of Android, the Hello World project, running our AVD, setting up Android Studio, what Android is all about and things like that. In this lecture we are covering about some components that form the core of Android application development. So what are the components that are the part of Android application, that we use frequently in our application that form the base of the application? So to be precise, there are four main components that form a part of the Android application. They are namely as activity, services, content providers, and broadcast receiver. So what is the activity? As we have seen, I have given a hint about you in the previous slide. Activity is a user screen that we see for the user. But to put it in very simple words, any user screen that you are seeing or any UI component that you are having is linked by an activity. The Android calls the activity, that activity then calls the entire process, or that then calls the UI. So we can say that one activity can have only one user screen. As soon as the activity is turned off or there's some other process coming up, the activity goes to background or it can even close. So if to say activity is nothing a visual representation of an Android application, right? Now the next component is the service. Now what is a service? You would have seen playing music, irrespective of the fact that the music player is on or it's off. You are able to see the music UI or not, but the music plays itself constantly. How is this possible? It's possible because of the service. There's a background process that is controlling the running of the service. The service starts from the start service method that is there in the parent class of service and ends, or it runs indefinitely until and unless the user explicitly presses or calls the stop service method. Stop service method can be called by the user or by the programmer, or the service is otherwise it's not killed automatically. So we can say that activity is something that is visible to the user. Service is that component which is not visible to the user, but it's for sure present and runs on its own. Services are in our daily life are something like when we are breathing, right? It is happening on its own. We are not controlling these things. Then another is content provider. Just take an example that you are building an SMS application wherein you are actually sending an SMS to some contacts. How is it possible? It is possible because the application is actually using the content provider to call the database from the other application. So content provider is nothing but the interaction of the other application's data into our own application using a content resolver class is termed as content provider. We use an object which actually works with the data. Generally, content providers are having the SQLite database that we have already discussed. Okay, so if let me give you one more example. If you are using something like Facebook and Facebook is searching for emails present. Emails are somewhere in the contacts and Facebook is other application. They are communicating with each other. It is possible because of the content providers which work on the SQLite database. Okay, so after this we are having broadcast receiver. Now what's a broadcast receiver? This is one of the most important components that you would be using. Okay, let me give you a very small or very basic example. How many of you have used WhatsApp? Obviously there are many who would have used it, right? Now whenever you are using WhatsApp, when there's a verification SMS, that OTP that comes, how does the WhatsApp know that the OTP has come? It is because of a broadcast receiver. A broadcast receiver is that component which actually fires an intent or says that this thing has come up, right? Based on that thing, we perform an action and that action actually calls something. This would be quite confusing for you, so let me simplify.